I'm Ashley Chancellor, and this is Collateral Gaming.
Welcome to Collateral Gaming, the only video game podcast that matters, where we focus on good games, bad games, and everything else in between in the world of gaming. I am recording straight from somewhere in South Texas, and today we are getting into Assassin's Creed 2. This is another Let's Play commentary. This first part is free, but the rest are going to be paid. Which you can access through our Patreon, Collateral Gaming video game podcast. I am releasing this to coincide with our episode on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I decided I wanted to run a podcast on... I decided I wanted to run the podcast on Assassin's Creed 4, but I decided I wanted to do the Let's Play on a different Assassin's Creed game. And I felt like this one is the most cinematic, the best story overall. This is, personally, I think my favorite Assassin's Creed game. So, anyway, here we are. We're going to go ahead and start Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah. Let's get this show on the road. Soft. Okay. There you go. A disclaimer that's in every Assassin's Creed game. Oh, God. Alright. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers ahead. We're playing through the whole game. I feel like that probably doesn't need to be said. But anywho, let's get going. Alright. First of all, we're going to have subtitles. If you don't like subtitles, well, I apologize. I prefer subtitles. I like to be able to... If I miss anything, I can see it. Plus, I like how in Assassin's Creed, they translate the other languages. I don't know if they continue to translate those when the subtitles are off. So, alright, story mode, session, enter name, C Gaming Podcast. Well, we're just gonna go with that.
My name is Desmond Miles. I'm a prisoner of war. A war I never existed. Waged by two groups I never thought were real. Templars and Assassins. The enemy shows the truth. The things I've seen, the things I've been. 1,000 years of history flowing through my veins, brought to life by this machine. They're using me to search for something. Call it the Apple. It's an art, one of many so-called pieces of Eden. Templars collect them. It's how we stay in power. And if the Templars get their hands on another one, everything will change. They want to make us all their slaves. When they first brought me here, I was afraid of what would happen if I tried to fight back. Now I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't. But I can't do it alone. And maybe I don't have to. I met someone. Her name is Lucy. I think she's on my side. She's gone now. She's taken away by the bastard Warren Vidic and his Templar masters. I don't know what will happen to her, or what'll happen to me. All I know is I need to get out of here. And I need to do it soon. My name is Desmond Miles, and this is my story.
Alright. Here we go. Desmond. Alright. Alright, so I've entered the abyss and never returned. Yeah, look at this creepy shit. See, this is right at the end of Assassin's Creed 1.
We have to go.
Lucy, where have you been? Why did they...
Now.
See, the graphics are so much better. You can even tell because they used some of the scenes from Assassin's Creed 1.
Get in.
What's with the blood? Are you okay?
Look, we have maybe 10 minutes, maybe, before they figure out what I've done. If we're not out of here and on the road before then...
Wait, we're leaving?
Desmond, I promise I'll answer all of your questions later. But right now, I need you to just shut up and do what I say. So please, get in the Animus.
All right.
All right. All right. So, we're gonna get in the Animus. All right. And look, it's got the original UI from Assassin's Creed 1, actually. I like that little touch in here for the beginning section. It's really good. There's a lot of attention to detail in Assassin's Creed, and I like that they remain consistent in a lot of those details. Alright.
Spingi! Di nuovo! Sì, brava!
There we go. There's baby Ezio.
Oh, my lord. Mi dispiace. I was at the bank when they told me.
Giovanni.
Did I miss it? Am I too late?
Give him here.
Giovanni.
Shh, my love. It will be all right. Tu sei un uditore. Sei un combattente.
Fight.
Perciò, combatti.
Move your legs. Nice. I like that they,
Listen to him. A fine set of lungs.
And what shall we call him, my love?
Ezio.
Ezio Auditore Patrice. I like that they, in early games, they actually had, each button mapped to a part of the body.
Let's go.
Kind of switched that with Revelation and then 3.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna need a second.
There isn't time,
And
Desmond.
for the battle,
We have
I
to
mean,
leave.
constricting themselves to that system really is hard, but I did like it in the early games, that nice little... I'm just going to charge my controller here. Okay. Desmond.
Oh, really getting out of here, huh? Sturgill's got some fucked up interior decorators.
Stay close.
Hey! You're not supposed to be up here! Open this door!
I'm calling it in. We have a breach in the research wing. I repeat, there's been a breach in the research
Come
wing.
on, Desmond,
Wow.
let's go.
Back up.
Fancy. There they are! Don't let them get away! Holy shit!
Nice. Yeah, Lucy kicks ass.
Look at this place.
I guess I wouldn't want to spoil future games, so I'm not going to talk about Lucy much in regards to what happens.
What about the cameras?
I rigged them to loop old footage.
That's
How do you
Kristen
think I
Bell's
managed to
likeness.
hide all your nighttime snooping
Wow,
from
she is so
Abstergo?
hot.
You're good.
So I've been told. But they're on to us now. We need to hurry.
I remember when they announced that there was going to be an Assassin's Creed movie, and we thought it might be an actual adaptation of, you know, the Desmond games.
We need to get to
Although
that
it ended up
elevator
being
on the
another,
other side of the room.
you know, story that
Follow
does
my
take place
lead,
in the same
but
universe.
keep an eye out for security.
I remember thinking,
I'd
there's
rather
no
avoid
way
a
they
fight.
cannot use someone else other than Kristen Bell for Lucy. I guess the likeness of Desmond, although I don't even know if he speaks Spanish, or speaks Spanish. I don't even know if he speaks English.
Is that an Animus?
They didn't use his voice. Now look at all these.
Hold on.
What the? How many of them are there?
I love Desmond. Right.
Animuses? Animi?
Or animi.
What do you think, Lucy? Lucy? What do they need with all of them?
Desmond's asking the important questions. You know what? I think that is important. Alright.
Fuck. I thought this card would work. It must be on a separate system, and I don't have the code.
Wait. Shit. Come on.
Yeah, got
How
the
did you
right
do that?
combination.
I don't know.
Let's go.
Good. Eagle vision,
Always
bleeding
something.
effect.
What was that in the Animus? Subject 16? Ezio, Audi something?
I think we've been wrong all along. That's why we need to get out of here. Vidic and the Templars, they're only part of the problem.
What do you mean?
I'll explain when we get there.
Get where?
I guess you should know how to fight already. No, they don't give you any help here. But see, that's the cool thing about this game. Well, maybe a lot of people didn't notice, but all the modern day segments don't have any. There's as little UI as physically possible. There's no on-screen buttons or anything. They did that to preserve the idea that you're in the modern day segment, and that the UI and the button comps are actually part of the game.
Get in.
It's a nice little touch.
It's for your own protection.
Oh, man.
We're almost there.
Crisabella's so hot. I love her. And you know what? Also, she's a very charitable person. She's a good person. Her and her husband are good people. So, what's his face? I know it. I can't think of it right now. It is Dax Shepard. That's it. Dax Shepard.
Thanks for that. This is great. Shoved in the trunk, bouncing around. Love
This
it.
way.
God, why
So,
you just...
gonna tell me what's going on now?
There was a reason for the escape, Desmond.
Figures.
We need your help.
For what? Another treasure hunt through time?
Abstergo's gonna replace their apple of Eden. The
I'm
map
just
your
saying.
ancestor found guarantees it. The other assassins, they'll do what they can, where they can, but
What? What is it?
we're losing this war, Desmond. The Templars are too powerful, and every day, more of us die.
I still don't see how I fit into things.
We're going to train you. Turn you into one of us.
What? No. No, you've seen me in action. I'm no good at this, and even if I was, it would take months. Years.
No, not with the Animus. Not with the bleeding effect.
But I'm just one guy.
Sometimes, that's all you need.
So that's why you found him. My ancestor. What was his name? Ezio?
If you can follow in his footsteps, you'll learn everything he did, just like he did. Years of training, absorbed in a matter of days.
You broke me out of Abstergo and brought me here just to make me an assassin?
Look, there's more to it than that, but it'll have to wait. Trust me, okay?
All right, I'm in. Tell me what you need.
Really? You're sure?
I thought you'd be happy about this.
Sorry, I'm just a little surprised. I spent the whole ride over here figuring out how I was gonna convince you to do this.
Save it. After what those Templar bastards put me through, I'm ready, willing, and able.
Yeah, Nolan North. That's the voice. So that's the
Thank
thing.
you.
Is like who would portray Desmond? You know what I mean? And it's hard because Nolan North is the voice of Desmond. Anyway, he's not the voice of Ezio and
Lucy!
of Altair.
You made
actually.
it.
They use the same like.
God, it's been so long.
So that's what's interesting.
7 years, can you believe it?
Indeed. Welcome back. Ah, so this must be the infamous Subject 17. Desmond Miles, was it?
Who are you?
I'm sorry, where are my manners? I'm Sean Hastings. This is Rebecca Crane.
Nice to meet you, Desmond.
Right, well, it's been lovely chatting, but if you don't mind, Desmond, it's best we get straight to work. Time is precious. Doubly so these days.
We've got everything set up and ready, Lucy. Just say the word and we'll get going.
Here, I brought you something. A parting gift from Abstergo.
Whoa! The memory core! This is amazing. With their data, things are gonna go a lot faster. I'll get to
I mean, they
work
pop
on our
up.
code.
Remember specifically, they do pop up in Black Flag, and they are in Unity. Alright. Okay, so what are we gonna do?
Hey, Desmond, what's up?
Just wondering what your role is in all this.
I take care of Baby. It's my job to keep her up and running.
Baby? You mean the Animus?
Actually, I prefer Animus 2.0, since Baby's twice as awesome as anything you'll find at Abstergo. The Templars might have deeper pockets than us, but they've got no ambition, no passion, no competitive edge. That's why, even with all their resources, anything they can do, I can do better. Faster, too. Anyway, take a seat when you're ready, and we can get started. I just need to make a few more adjustments.
Lucy.
Hey, listen. I just wanted to say thank you. And that I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know, before. Everything at Abstergo. It was just... I wasn't ready.
It's okay.
No. Going through all that. Knowing that the Templars still exist, what they're planning.
What's done is done, Desmond. You're here now, and that's what matters.
One thing that is unique about this game is you don't get to hop out of the Animus whenever you want. Which in the first game you could, but there was like nothing to do in the Animus. And in this game, you can't even get out. Brotherhood actually does strike up a good balance where you can, you know, walk around Montreal and there's things to do. Not to say that there are a few modern day segments that you play through, but they happen when the game comes into this way. And any other games as well. And then Revelations had you play that whole like Animus section. That was kind of interesting. That was weird. Like you're inside the Animus because it's in a coma the whole time. And then 3, I like how 3 has that whole, you know, has that whole like cave area, and there's some platforming to do. And then 3 did a really good job of having tasks that you could do at any time during the game. You know, you could exit the Animus and do some of those. Hold on, are we recording? Okay, no, we're good. We're recording. All right. Okay. That's all going to be in this section. Anyway, yeah, I like how 3 had that whole section where you could do. There were some parts where the game would force you into the Animus and you have to do it, but I like that there was sections of modern day segment that you could do at any time. I wish that they applied that philosophy to all Assassin's Creed games, because it would be a perfect balance. There's a lot of fans that don't want the modern day segments at all. I disagree, I like them, but I also kind of agree that sometimes they take you out of the action. So make it something that you could do on the side, you know, and then come back to it, you know, whenever you want. And you have to do it before the end of the game, but it's not necessary. Make that all enemies sections. See, Ubisoft, you gotta listen to this. Or maybe have certain sections that you have to do before you can move on through the story. But still, you know. Yeah, then the Black Flag and Rogue in modern day segments were, to be honest, not nearly as fun as the Desmond segments were. And then, you know, they completely abandoned them in Unity and Syndicate. There was nothing. Although they do have kind of those Animus glitch sections, I think, just to take the place of it, where you know you're out of time, and then yeah, it's just, and then Origins and Odyssey went back to using a character who you follow in modern day segment, Layla, which I like. You know, not as good as the Desmond part. It's not as compelling, but I'm glad that they returned back to form. We'll see how Valhalla does it. Obviously, I think we're still going to follow Layla.
What's all this stuff for?
This
Oh, I think they're bringing
Desmond.
Layla
Oh, this stuff is nothing special,
into
really.
the
This stuff.
That's
It's just
right.
the stuff that keeps our entire operation from
So
falling
that it's
apart,
not
really.
locked.
It requires a great deal of concentration to keep it all moving, so you'll forgive me if I don't have time to play meet and greet.
Sean's in charge of maintaining our knowledge archives. It's like a digital library. He'll be riding shotgun with me while you're in the Animus. So if you come across anything of note, people, places, events, etc., he'll create database entries you can consult for additional information.
Yeah, it's not just databases, though. I also provide tactical support for the other assassins. You know, Desmond, the ones who are out there, actually doing stuff, risking their lives, little things like that.
He's kind of a dick to you at first, but he's an endearing character. Well, better go in. You're not going to be able to hop out. Remember that.
So how does this work? Of course.
Deep breath.
Oh, what are you, a tiny child?
Sean!
Well,
Here we go.
Alright, so just gotta prick you. Alright, here we go. So here's where we get into the story of Assassin's Creed 2. Story of betrayal, love, action, fight. Sorry, Princess Bride reference there. Pirates! No, just kidding. There is pirates though, later. Republic of Fiorentine. Florence. Firenze. No more of those. Press this button to trigger a different section of the first game.
Insieme per
See,
la
it's Desmond's
vittoria!
face.
Insieme! Silenzio, my friends! Silenzio!
I think that's actually the Animus
Grazie.
impression. I don't
Do
think
you
that's
know
what
what
Ezio's
brings
face
us here
actually looks
tonight?
like. Because in Revelations, Ezio
The
and
end
Altier's
slanders
face
my
is different.
family's name and forces his own miseries
And
upon
obviously,
us.
you know, Connor
If
and
we...
Edward's
Enough
face.
of your nonsense, Crullo! Buonasera, Ian. We were just talking about you. I'm surprised to see you here. I thought the Patsy hired others to do their dirty work.
It's your family that cries for guards when there's trouble, Cotardo. Afraid to handle things yourself.
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
Uccidetelo!
And that's how he gets the scar, which Desmond and Altair happen to have the same scar. We know that Ezio actually got the scar. That's what's weird, is I guess they retcon. Alright. Now. Punch. There we go. Countering is key. Pretty much just gotta counter in Assassin's Creed. That's really all you have to do. That's all. That's what it's about. Just counter kill everything. Boom. No chain kills though, like that comes later on. I honestly think the combat was improved in 3. This whole having to manually target enemies kind of does.
Hey! Behind you!
But there's something about
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see if baby brother had finally learned how to fight.
There's something that's cool about the previous. Going back to the previous combats.
You have style. But endurance is what counts. Let's see how many of them you can ruin before they get the best of you.
How many of them you can ruin? Hey, let go of me. I love it. Okay. That's all you gotta do. Counter. Oops. I think it's on. Nice.
Let's finish this.
Let me go! So funny. I like to throw him off the edge.
Let go of me!
Alright. Boom. Yeah, fuck you, dude. You couldn't even breathe. Alright. Cheeky scrub.
Fall back! Fall back!
That's right.
Hold on.
Pussies.
What? We've almost won this.
Your lip.
Just a scratch.
Let the doctor decide.
It's not necessary. Besides, I've no money for this doctor of yours.
Wasted it on women and wine, huh?
I'd hardly call it wasted. And me some florins then. Or have you done the same?
Why?
Search them. There's bound to be something in the pockets.
There we go, looting. And that was new to this one, I think. I think there was looting in the first game. This game improved on the first by leaps and bounds. And back, you know, when the Assassin's Creed 1 came out, it was revolutionary at the time. When you played it, you know, compared to the other games, it's just so boring. It's really hard to play, to get through, you know? And it's very repetitive. Assassin's Creed 2 is just, it's just a solid game, just, you know, from start to finish. That's not to say, I mean, I like all of the Assassin's Creed. I think they're all good games. Even Unity, even, you know, the ones that people don't like as much.
That should be enough. Let's get out of here before the guards arrive.
Let's get out. Federico Agto.
Hurry, Ezio. The sooner we're done with the doctor, the sooner we can sleep.
Accept the mission. Go. Free run. Go. Parkour. Parkour!
Good stuff.
You know, sometimes it works better. I've been playing a lot of 3. Sorry, not 3. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of 4 and 3 and Rogue. And so I'm not used to the having to hold down the button. Both buttons. Just hold down R2.
For all the gods flock.
Isn't there a decency law that applies to
Ben trovato, doctor.
Now that is a fashionable outfit.
Fratelli Auditori, why am I not surprised? You've made quite a mess of yourself, young man.
It's nothing, really.
You must help him. That pretty face is his only asset.
Fuck it.
There we are. Now get out of here.
Grazie.
This way. Quite a night.
Indeed. Only wish they were all as much fun. Oh, wait. They are.
We should head home, Ezio. Father's sure to be wondering where we've gone.
Yes. I'd rather avoid a lecture.
Up for a little race, then?
To where?
Roof of that church. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Baby brother still has much to learn. Come on, Tartaruga.
I remember the races. Those were actually pretty cool. Parkour missions, you know?
Come on, man. This way.
Nice one.
Where are you going?
You'll see.
I like that in every game. If they're not an assassin from birth, they're parkour experts. You know? And they do the thing. The leap of faith. That's supposed to be
It is a good
assassin.
life we lead, brother.
Well, I guess their father trained them. There is an explanation.
They never change.
And may it never change us.
Ubisoft presents Assassin's Creed 2. I love that theme, it's so good.
Alright, enough of that. We really should head home. Let's go.
Wait.
What? Ezio, let Christina sleep.
There will be time enough for that. Later.
Ah,
Let Christina sleep. Christina Vespucci. Synchronize. This one I get. Why Connor and Hatham know how to do the things is kind of interesting. Well, Connor does it by accident. Edward, I think, does it after he sees
So it's Vieri.
Duncan do
Better hide.
it, so I guess it works.
Keep looking! He couldn't have gotten far!
Well, I did far. I did not get far, actually.
Where do you think he's from? Napoli?
They start investigating you right away.
Christina! Christina!
Who's there?
Me!
Oh, Ezio. I should have known.
May I mean?
Fine, but only for a minute.
A minute is all I need.
Indeed.
Well, wait. That came out wrong.
Indeed, that's funny. See, Ezio is such a popular character because he was a womanizer.
Come here.
Altair was so bland, and Ezio just has character. He's still
Ezio.
the most beloved. There we go.
Oh, Ezio.
All right.
Christina! Christina! Svelia, your tutor will be here soon. Come, my daughter. Is it
He's a
really
rascal.
so terrible that... Come here. What is this?
Perdonate, messere! Chiedo venia!
I'll kill you!
No, that's not necessary.
Guard! Voglio la sua testa! Now!
There's really no need for violence.
Had an opportunity to go up. Well, didn't.
You have me confused with someone else.
And they throw rocks at you.
She needed some help with... I'm mostly innocent.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? That's right. I don't think he does crowd blending yet until he's taught. Races are now available. It's got the... Oops. My bad. Taylor. I forgot you gotta push people out of the way. It's so annoying. Jeez.
But you'll be back, signore. Until then, addio.
We'll be back, signor. We've got a viewpoint up here, so we're gonna go for it. All right. Oh, I feel so good to play this game again. I love it. It's not what I meant to do.
Why?
The mechanics of this. Plus, the climbing is so much slower. Like I will say, there are some things about other games that are wrong, but there's just something about AC2 that just it's not replicated. It's still one of the best games. Some parts of it don't age as well, but the core gameplay is really good. And you can still enjoy it. The first one is the one that's hard to enjoy now. The other games are just so much better. But I guess that's kind of why you start. I mean, maybe you play them in order. It'd be kind of interesting to play them in chronological order. Alright. It's been kind of what I've been doing.
You must lack the code to shop here.
Recently. But I'm kind of popping in and playing them as I want, but I'm focusing on one.
I may be expensive, but my goods are worth the extra quattrini.
Yeah.
Messer Giraldi could see this.
See, the whole notoriety system, that's something. It's hard to get used to when you're playing a lot of, see, I've been playing a lot of 4 in a row, so when I introduced the notoriety system in 3, when I introduced, but when you go back to it, and then in this game. Of course, right now you're permanently notorious with the Scoochie or Pachi. What's the family? Tex. Christina Vespucci. What's that dude though? I can't remember the other families. Is she the sister that he was talking about? I can't remember. I do like this about Assassin's Creed, the whole database thing. He's unbelievably dexterous. The Medici for that too. Apparently she exaggerates so Lorenzo Trapper video remarried. Try and marry go out. I bet for several years you'll name your shipping company after my biggest understatement. That's funny. Alright. See, I love that. And Sean's notes are so much. Are so funny.
Venite a provare le delizie del mio orto!
Jovan.
Good morning, Father.
Come with me.
Is something wrong?
That's our battery. Can't tell.
Do you think me blind and deaf, son?
Stop acting like it's not true.
I know all about your fight with Vieri di Pazzi last night. And then this little visit to Christina.
Yeah, it is
your
the Pazzi.
behavior is unacceptable. It reminds me of myself when I was your age. I assume these misadventures won't interfere with your work today.
No, Padre. Avete la mia parola.
I've prepared some documents here for Lorenzo di Medici to review. I need them delivered to him.
With haste, Father.
Return to me when it's done.
Return to me when it's done. Paperboy. Alright, here we go. introducing you to different types of missions. It's kind of the tutorial segment, but it doesn't feel like a tutorial segment, which is good, because a lot of people I like him personally. Even if I'm playing like a sequel, I like him personally. You know? Get acquainted with the game's controls. I love these rooftop, I think they're called rooftop gardens, but they're just like these blank things that hide in. What the purpose of them is? I honestly don't. They're convenient, like the bales of hay on the ground. I think the first game explains that, like the Animus added those or something. Maybe that was retcon, I'm not sure. I know the whole Eagle Vision being Animus representation is retcon. So in these early games, you had to look for a bale of hay. When they added the free running down mechanics, change the scene. And some games are just much.
Notice to all foreign merchants within the glorious Republic.
Some games are just like 4, 3, just have lower buildings.
I've great metal work here.
Oh no!
Has anyone seen my?
Leave me alone.
The best of arrangements here, friends.
You know what? Maybe I should. I was gonna do this.
Another capering crusade.
Remember when I first played this? I was like, oh, the guards investigate you right away with their pots. And in this part of the game, they were told to go fancy.
Next week's public mass with the Cardinal will have to be cancelled due to a small outbreak of plague. Pray for his recovery and the confinement of the dread
Alright, that's how we do
small, unimportant village he was in.
Climbing is so tedious. Alright, here we go. Alright. I guess it's at least realistic. I hate when you go into it vertically like that, because it just looks like you would be commenting, you know?
Almost any eel, and leave you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated.
Almost all of them are though.
Ah, Ezio, ben trovato. How are you?
Come sempre. I have a letter for Messer Lorenzo.
Lorenzo?
I'll see that he receives it when he returns.
Returns?
They've gone to Villa Careggi, I'm afraid, and not expect it back for at least another day.